What is up, YouTube? I hope everybody's having a great day. Today, we're going to have a little throwback session. So I used to post these videos called What's in My Change, and I would basically show you what I found in my pocket change. And today, we're going to do the same. I've got a few different pieces here. Now, I found this over, maybe the past month or two. It's nothing crazy. Not like I found all this in one day or anything, but just things that I've been finding and putting aside. Those 200s actually were found yesterday, so that's something that I won't be holding on to long, even though they are semi-rare, and we'll get into that. So let's just get right into it. So here we have a star note. By the way, when this thing zooms, for some reason the other camera picks up and it cocks everything sideways. So if that happens, sorry guys. So here's a star note. It's not in the greatest shape. It has something written on it, but I love to save these because it's cheap to save. When you start getting into the hundreds, it's a little bit harder to save, but just a star note. It's not rare, but it is kind of rare to find them. Then we have a $10 star note, and this one is in a really good shape. 8s, 5s, 3s, and 0s. Pretty cool with the numbers, but nothing crazy. But that's a star note, not rare. Then I have these hundreds, and this is pretty cool because we have almost consecutive. I'm missing the 7. So if I had the 7, that would be cool. That would definitely make it worth more money. Now, when you look these up, go to star note lookup is what you type in, and I think it's, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Something.com. I don't know. I don't remember. But just type in fancy serial number or fancy or star note lookup, sorry. And it'll show you about fancy serial numbers and star notes and all that stuff. You can look it up. So this one, the total printed with these is 15.7 million. So that is not rare at all. Now, when you look at the run size is about 50% rare. It's right in the middle. When you look at less rare and more rare, it has an arrow that's right in the middle. So they are semi-rare. So something I possibly could get a little bit over face value for, but I'm not sure. I don't really sell this sort of thing. I just like to collect them. It's a great way for me to save money. Anytime I see a star note, I save it. So I got to tell you, though, it did get to a point. There was at one point I had quite a few $1,000s of star notes, and I started to go through them because I just had way too many. But anyway, I found a couple of these formative years. 2009, if you don't know, these are the Lincoln cents. They're a little bit different, and they were in great shape too. I was actually shipping some stuff out at the post office, and I saw these sitting in the give a penny, take a penny. So I actually put in like 10 cents. I had all the pennies in my pocket and put them all in there, and then I took these two. Because the guy who works there, he knows I collect this sort of thing. So this is a pretty cool find. Mainly because they're in such nice shape, but I do tend to save all of those. Every time I find them, I tend to save them. And we'll stick with pennies. So here is one that is really cool. Check that out. 1907. This is probably the oldest penny that I've ever found. And this was found in the wild. So always look through your pocket change. We got that one. Then we have this 1956. I believe that's an S. Uh-oh. Let me look at this up close. No, it's a D. So 1956 D. And as you know, those are wheat cents. Then we have this one right here, which is a 1974 D. Now this is just silver. This is just copper. So nothing crazy. Didn't mean to say silver there. But it is copper, and you know that's worth at least 3 cents just being copper. Here's another 1956 D. So I actually found 2 of these, same date and same mint mark. So that was cool. Then I just showed you that. Then I found a couple of these. 1975. These are copper. So I always save my copper. And these are actually in pretty decent shape too. So I definitely put these to the side. So I'll be holding on to those. Nothing crazy, but cool. I'm just showing you guys the things that I'll collect and hold on to. Now, this one right here is a 1981, and that bad boy was in really nice shape. It's got a couple little spots on it, but if you don't know, anything before 1982 is copper. So I save all this stuff regardless. But when they're in nice shape, I might put these in a flip. Probably not, but when I find nice ones, I will put them in flips. I don't know about those, though. And then we got some cool quarters. So let me show you the quarters. Hopefully we're zoomed in enough. I can get the scope out, but I'm going to try to do this without the scope. So you can see, look at the Massachusetts and look at the guy's head. There's a die crack that goes from his head through the 1 and through the C. So that's just a die crack that's on this one, which what happens is the die that presses these will get a crack in it, and then eventually they'll break. But so that was that one. Then right here we got a die chip, and you're not going to really be able to see this, but there's a die chip up on the top up here. And I think there's another one on the top of this. I might have to put this under the microscope and show you. I'll come back to that one. I don't remember what this Roosevelt was. I think this had some kind of die chip on his face. So yeah, we'll look at these a little bit closer. This is one where the claw, they call it the 6th claw because there's a die crack on the claw. I tend to have to find those all the time, so it's kind of more rare to find a regular one. This one was just kind of weird, and you can't really see it in this. I'm gonna have to put it in the microscope. But this whole side is like not smooth. It's almost like when the planchet was made. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just, you see how it's got all those little kind of bumps there? It's like, it's just not smooth. Like it just wasn't, the planchet wasn't made smooth for whatever reason. So I put that to the side. Then we got this right here, which was pretty cool find. I love collecting these, the Drummer Boys. Definitely some of my favorites. And that was a nice one. But then I found this one. Look at that bad boy. That is in really good shape. Definitely will be holding on to this, and this will probably end up going into a flip. So hold on for a second. I'm going to get you looking at the microscope. All right, guys. So if you can see right here, right there, there's a little die chip. And over here, there's a little bit of a die chip as well. Kind of hard to see, but that was definitely something I wanted to hold on to. And then I think there was one on his face. Maybe not. I don't know. This is also one, see over top the Q and the B in Liberty, see how that's all kind of, it's almost like some doubling on that E. This might have been why I put it to the side. You see those lines in it? It's kind of like that other one I was showing you. It has like some weirdness to it where it's not smooth. I don't know if this makes it like worth a whole lot extra, you know, if it's necessarily a error, but I do feel like there's some doubling there on the B and the E. Like the planchet wasn't made perfectly, and so when it got stamped, you can just kind of see that. And when I'm talking about that extra claw, see there's a cud right there. And then I have this one, which the whole thing is kind of like that other one. It's not smooth. Like the whole thing is kind of like that. It's a little bit smooth in the center, in the very center, but the whole rest of it is just weird. So anyway, I don't know if this is something that's really worth a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? I doubt it's even worth more than a quarter. Who knows? But something I found and thought that I would put it up and see if there's any coin collectors out there that come across things like this. What do you think about any of this stuff I'm showing you? I'm always learning, and so I try to bring you guys along in my process and show you a few things and hope that maybe you'll be able to help me out. There was this one too. I'm trying to remember why I put this to the side. And has a little bit of that weirdness too. I think that's just something that tends to happen. Like you can see behind this tree, there's those lines like that. That's not really supposed to be there. And then all the way over here, like around the head, same thing. But, you know, I'm not sure what that is, if it's anything at all. Probably not. This side as well. And sometimes when that happens, there does end up being doubling. So it's always good to take a second look at those. But yeah, this is just some of the stuff that I had in my change that I figured I'd go over, and you know, some of the things I'm not sure about, so I would like to show you guys things like that. I'm going to do another video here soon and show you guys all the quarters that I found. A couple of these actually go with that, but this is just stuff that I found in my change. Those I actually found in rolls, so I'll make a separate video about that. But yeah, just wanted to make a quick little video showing you guys what I've found in my change. I'm always on the lookout for stuff. We're not always going to be finding coins that are worth thousands of dollars, but it's nice to look around. Oh, I was going to show you another thing. Now, this isn't necessarily pocket change. Let me get back to that. Here, let me show you. This isn't necessarily pocket change, but somebody's really going to like this. Do you see that die crack in between the P and the L? Man, it's really hard to see. Now look in between the E and that star. And then the next star. And the next star. And the next star. You see that line? That's a die crack. And it goes all the way around this thing. It's in between those stars. And then it stops. There's nothing on the date. But then on the other side, it starts again. You see that die crack in between all the stars? Then over here, see at the M, it's right at the bottom, at the middle of that M is where it starts to come out. And then it goes over into the hat. Into the hat, and then it goes right above the hat. Let me get that pen again. I want to show you because this is a little bit harder to see, but it goes right here and straight up like this, and then back into, actually it probably ends about there, but isn't that cool? There's also another die crack in between the U and the S. So this was one that was definitely rough. It was kind of on its last leg and starting to crack up, and I'm sure eventually broke. But yeah, this is a 1887. If anybody's interested in this, let me know. I might be willing to sell it, but I'm not quite sure what it's worth. So you'd have to make me an offer, but I thought about putting this up in the auctions, but I'm just not sure what it's worth. They tend to be, I might just make a separate video about this actually. Get a little bit better video on it. So I might just cut this out anyhow. I don't know. Maybe I'll post it and still post that video. But anyway, that's just some things that I found in my change. Some cool things. And, you know, always keep an eye out because you never know what you might find. Star notes are always fun to find. And you can look them up. You can go to that website, look it up, and it'll tell you if it's rare. If you have like fancy serial numbers, like a birthday note or a repeater, or, you know, there's a bunch of different ones, binaries, things like that. You can type the number in as well into that website, and it will tell you how, like, what the coolness factor is, right? Like, it'll be like a 98 coolness factor, 98%, or it'll be like a 50%, or it'll be not cool at all, right? They have like a coolness factor is what they call it, and that's just how you know like what it is. It'll also mention exactly what it is about the piece that makes it rare and how rare it is. like 1 in a million or something like that. If that's what it is, it'll kind of tell you that sort of thing too. So it's pretty cool. Definitely a cool website to go to. But this is what I found in my pocket change recently, and I thought I'd share it. If you like these kind of videos, feel free to hit subscribe. I do a lot of pouring videos. I do some coin videos every now and again. I'm trying to get back into that, and probably be branching out and doing some other stuff here too pretty soon. So stop by. You never know. You might stop by my auction. I might have something like this in the auction, something I found. But we're going to do some more coin roll hunting. I've got some quarters and some pennies to go through. So I'll probably go live and do some coin roll hunting here soon too. So if you're into any of that, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when I post videos. Other than that, next Friday I will be having an auction. So stop by and get a chance at picking up one of my pours. I would appreciate having you just hang out, if nothing else. I tend to do giveaways throughout the night for anybody. So anyway, that's it. I don't want to make this video too much longer. Just wanted to stop in and say hello and let you guys know what I found in my pocket change. And I would love to know what you found in your pocket change. So leave a comment down below. Let me know something that you found recently. I would love to hear it. Anyway, like I always say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.